And that gives me that edge I want. So if I forget to do it early on, I can fix it later. Alrighty. So, trying to make up my mind what I want to do about the throne. I want the throne wider. So I am going to actually just distort it. And this can actually come, no, it should be right there. Maybe. All right, now I've got to go back to the picture of Bella. Yeah. Okay. The blocks need to, this needs to stop here. And it can be a little bit. So the work that I did worrying about what the letters were on the blocks is kind of a moot point. And I think Bella is actually tilted a little bit. So I'm going to get her and tilt her a little and have it be right there. And have this be like that. All right, and I'm going to place this one more time, and then I am actually going to save these down together because I'm sick of this. That's gotten, those layers are merged, so that will not go anywhere anymore. It is locked to they're one thing. Alrighty. So she does not look like she is sitting on that throne really yet because I need to do some shadowing, and there is quite a bit of noise on that background. I should have shot this with the same light. I tried to shoot it in bright sunlight, but I didn't. The wood all does match each other, which is good. But I'm gonna come in here. I'm going to do curves. I want to, this is looking way too blue, so I'm going to go into the blue layer. This curves layer is below there at this, starting to look better. Don't want it to be green. So I will I'm just playing around to see how far I can take it. Pull that green out. And that actually looks pretty good. And now I shot these two in the same, relatively, well, exactly same place, same time, like 15 minutes different. So by placing this curves layer above both of them, I do control both of them together, and therefore they will be similar effect. I'm going to duplicate the background, and I am going to blur the background out. Just to give it a feel like there's some depth in there. And I'm actually going to do this as a, I'm going to copy Bella and I'm going to add noise to her. Noise, add noise. I'm going to do monochromatic. And this is just to make her fit more with that background. And you can see watching that there. It's actually looking pretty good. Let's try Gaussian. Don't be afraid to change the different settings. I copied her, so if I feel like it's too much, I can always pull it back. I can also always just get rid of the layer with the noise. I'm gonna say that this is Bella noise and just name this Bella. And let's do throne and wall and wall blur. All right, so now I know where everything is, what everything is. Let's see, where's my thing here? I need to get her hands more on this throne. So right there, probably it. Fortunately, I need to do that. Oops. Occurs to me that I can just get rid of this here, and I think I'm going to, because every time I try to get that set up better, it doesn't work. I'm going to throw a layer here. When I'm doing shadows, I tend to just paint black. Oops, too big. And then I can always, alright, except I'm not painting black. And then I can build them up. I can blur them. I can, and the first thing I almost always do when I'm working with the shadow is multiply, because what multiply does is it just helps make it look a little bit more present. It blends it with the background a little bit more. And I'm just going to do a really big general shadow be in here. So that's just helping it be, that's not the right thing to do. This is helping it look a little bit more in place. Alrighty. I'm gonna, hi Scrunch, we are doing a the first of a series that I plan to do called Queens. So today I am making Bella here the Queen of Childhood. And I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna actually turn off the other Bella because right now I like the one with the noise. Actually, it's a little too strong, so I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna just keep this turned off. Add this in. I'm going to bring down that noise a little bit. Oops. Nope, I brought down the that explained why I didn't see a lot of difference. So right about there. That's good. I'm going to merge these layers because I'm going to throw I threw a mask on here. This helps me not need to make alterations to the mask several times. And I'm sorry for the sniffing. I'm still getting over a cold. And I'm just painting that edge out. If I'm just trying to make the hair look slightly transparent, if your background, you can just sort of paint over the whole thing a little bit. And as long as you are on, like I'm on an 18 level opacity, it lets enough of it pass through that unless there's a major color discrepancy, well, not even a major, unless it's a like dark background white in the hair, it will help quite a great deal. And around the, I noticed one of the reasons I decided to come in here is I noticed this crown starting to show when I did that blur. It opened up a lot of white around the edges, but I don't want it to be a harsh light, so doing this is cool. And this was just, I had went to Michael's, went through the scrap paper aisle, found some gold paper, and I cut it into squares and then folded the squares into triangles and then overlapped them. So there's like, that's an overlap. Like this little triangle right here is the triangles overlapping. And then I taped them together because I'm classy. I didn't even bother gluing them together. I taped them together and now I have a crown. I get a lot of my family is pretty well known. Like the way I was raised is you look at something. Hello, Alibizia. But my family's pretty well known for looking at stuff. You know, we go to craft fairs and stuff like that, and or in a store, and I don't know if it was just to get out from buying me things, or I don't think that's true, but my parents would look at something or my mom would look at something and we'd say, oh, that's pretty cool. I think I can make that. My brother is really actually very creative and very good at that. So he actually started blacksmithing, and he does a lot of very creative stuff where my brother and my dad live close to each other, so they decided to get or pre-order a Glowforge where they're sharing it, and by sharing it, it means my brother is going to own it and my dad is going to occasionally be able to use it. I don't know, Mom and Dad, if you're listening, that is what Ian believes. Whether or not you think that, but he's really into the whole maker movement, and I'm envious of his skill. But yeah, the it's funny, I was reading something talking about they were calling it something, I can't, vintage, I don't know if it was vintage arts or the sort of skilled labor has kind of disappeared